And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Parker Shelon. And Parker Shelon writes, "Hey, John. It's just been announced via Deadline that Ryan Coogler is set to develop and direct a series based on the Kingdom of Wakanda for Disney+. The series is part of a 5-year exclusivity deal between Coogler's Proximity Media and Disney+, which will allow Proximity to create TV for various divisions of Disney for their streaming platform. This is an interesting idea, and I'm curious to see where it goes. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it has potential? Thanks." All right, thanks for sending that in, Parker. And look, Ryan Coogler has been, Rob, I don't think it's hyperbole to say, over the last few years, he's become one of the hottest filmmakers in the business.
Yeah.
Because you look at things like, obviously he did Creed, Fruitvale Station. Then he comes and does the Academy Award, Best Picture, first comic book movie ever to be nominated for Best Picture, Black Panther. I mean, he's just shown he can do an awful lot. And now he's signed on, not just, the one thing everybody's paying attention to this, Rob, is there's going to be a Wakanda show, a Kingdom of Wakanda show on Disney+. That's interesting. But what's even more interesting to me is this whole thing about it being a 5-year deal for all of Disney's platforms. This comes to us from the folks over at Screen Rant who write, "Coogler's company Proximity Media has signed a 5-year television deal with Disney, which will allow him to develop new shows for any of Disney's divisions. The first has already been revealed, as we've been talking about, a Disney Plus series focusing on the Kingdom of Wakanda. No further details were given, save that it is a drama," which is kind of makes sense. Rob, I'm going to say something that is not going to be very popular. I'm going to say something that is not very popular. Now, this looks like from the outside, and I don't know the details of their 300-page contract, but on the outside, this kind of looks like a standard first look deal, kind of really bringing him in-house into Disney. And while I am very excited, and we'll talk about this more in a bit, while I am very excited that we're going to get this Wakanda show, I love the idea of this. We'll talk more about this in depth, but I don't think this was a good move for Ryan Coogler. I mean, I think it's a great move. If you're Disney, you sign this guy up and you lock him in. As a matter of fact, Bob Iger came out to made a statement about this. And Bob Iger said the following. He said, "Ryan Coogler is a singular storyteller whose vision and range have made him one of the standout filmmakers of his generation. With Black Panther, Ryan brought a groundbreaking story and iconic character to life in a real, meaningful, and memorable way, creating a watershed cultural moment. We're thrilled to strengthen our relationship and look forward to telling more great stories with Ryan and his team." And I agree 1,000% with Big Papa Iger. I agree with him 1,000%. If you're Disney and you can lock this dude up for 5 years, one of the hottest filmmakers in the business, you do it. And you pop bottles and you celebrate into the night over there at good old Disneyland. You do that. I just don't know, Rob, if this was a great deal for Ryan Coogler, because he is one of the hottest filmmakers right now. I think any studio in the world right now will sign a green light contract before he even walks in the door to have his first meeting. That's the position Ryan Coogler's in right now. I don't know that he'll be in that position 10 years from now, but he's in that position right now. And I just don't know if him kind of, putting a ring on it and making it exclusive with Disney, I don't know if that's the best thing is for his career. That being said, Rob, I don't know how many mouse-eared trucks full of Spanish gold have been backed up to Ryan Coogler's front porch and dumped on his lawn. That could change my mind on this a little bit about how much, really, because, Rob, we're seeing a lot of these showrunners getting like $100 million deals to develop shows for things. And you got to imagine that Ryan Coogler's deal here, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Rob. This could be a $200 million deal. I mean, this for this could be that significant. So aside from that money, which changes everything, I don't like the decision for Ryan. I think Ryan could do a lot more creatively outside of just Disney, but I'm sure Big Papa Iger, handed over the keys to the vault and said, I'll bring all this money over to Ryan. But anyway, Robin, then there's getting lost in all this is the idea of a Kingdom of Wakanda show, which, we were introduced to this whole new world, really, of Wakanda in Black Panther, which was exciting and invigorating, seeing this whole other culture and world on our world. It was fascinating. Anyway, Rob, so many different angles to this. You look at this situation. What are your thoughts?
Well, look, when you achieve power in Hollywood, the only real power in Hollywood is the ability to get your projects made. I mean, that's it. You're in the entertainment business. If you want to make movies and television, when you have that kind of power, you take it. And he's been given an opportunity. And I think from a creative standpoint, he doing a Wakanda show, I think is probably highly appealing. I mean, if you think about it, maybe you're going to do like what Aaron Sorkin did with The West Wing and politics or something like that. You have an opportunity to world build this land and imagine the kind of actors you can work with and the stories that you can tell. I mean, I want an Okoye series about the Dora Milaje or something. And obviously we know these are globe-trotting folks, and you've got elements of spy thriller, political intrigue, science fiction all rolled into one. I'll bet, as Ryan Coogler was writing his Black Panther 2 script, he probably came up with a lot of ideas that were his about, we could tell a story about this land and it could be exciting. And that's probably, he presented it. So I'm sure it came all out of him. I'll bet that his development of the Black Panther 2 script is what sort of led to something like this. And, if WandaVision is anything to judge by, we're gonna be getting some really, I think, interesting and intriguing stories from the serialized nature of these shows on Disney Plus from the MCU. And I think he probably sees it as a great creative opportunity, because anybody who's creative, everybody wants to get paid. But making movies and TV is just too damn hard. It is too aggravating. It is too frustrating unless you are really committed in the long term. I think that's why he is doing it. And I think he's doing it also because he has something to say. And I think that's why. And I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. And hopefully, it's not going to keep him. Hopefully he'll do what Christopher Nolan did, make one for me and one for them, one for me and one for them. And I think what he's doing is he's shoring up his ability to have the next 20 years of his life in his own hands, as opposed to being beholden to corporate minders, because as a creative, they come to him. He doesn't have to be like with his hand out like Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have another movie? No, he's going to be able to control his own destiny, and I'm excited.
All right, guys, question is, you hear about this whole thing. We got a Wakanda series coming to Disney Plus to go on top of the huge stockpile of projects they have coming. Ryan Coogler is going to be developing with his production company for 5 years for various Disney platforms. What do you guys think about this? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.